we talk about making memories, holding memories, and feeling awkward and comfortable and going forward anyway.
In today's episode, we are going to explore a new advent calendar method, take a wreath-making class, something I thought would be fun. Spoiler alert, it was! And we will be hearing from our special Vlogmas guest, Kelly, who you can find at @TeacherKellyTag on YouTube. She will be sharing about family memories and more. And at the end, we will be hearing a poem I wrote yesterday in a bookish moment check-in. Now, you'll want to stay until the end to hear a bit about the mayhem at the Manse yesterday and why I needed some extra time and meditation today before I got down to business of creating this very video.
Welcome to a snowy December morning. It's December 2nd, 2025. Welcome to today's Vlogmas.
It's time for our advent calendar. And how we're doing it here is we are adding something from our year into a calendar for the end of December. So I had this brilliant idea today to actually make an advent calendar to put notes into. I have not started. That will be part of a craft that will be ongoing. But for now, I'm just taking it easy because yesterday, what y'all didn't see was, you'll get to see that at the end of the video. I want to keep going with Advent. Yesterday, remember I did a January memory. A February memory is I went to this concert for the Ladies of the 80s, which is a local band. It has 3 women and the instrumentalists are all men. They're from, I believe, someplace in North Jersey, but in February, they had a concert in some small Hudson Valley town that I've never been to before, in a basement type bar / restaurant. I'll probably never go there again. It was a really cute little town. But I saw it on Facebook and I said, I was into 80s dancing at the time, I still am, but I was trying to set a streak of 80s dancing. And so I went by myself to this bar where I've never been, in a town where I'd never been, with people who I'd never seen. And it was literally shoehorned into a tiny spot to sit and had the time of my life. It was so much fun. I felt, once I got out of the shoehorn, I was able to get up and dance and move, and everybody was friendly and welcoming. I am so glad that I went. I have seen them several times since then. I've enjoyed every single concert. There have been some that I could have seen. You know, they're appearing in different places. And for whatever reason, I just haven't gone in the last few months. I haven't gone since last summer. But hopefully that's something I'll continue to do even after I move. But that's my Advent. That is something really cool that happened this year that I'm putting into my Advent calendar. So what about you? What is something you remember, maybe from February, maybe yesterday, that you want to put in your calendar? I have some tips and techniques to remember things that I'll be sharing tomorrow, because tomorrow, while it is Vlogmas, it is still Word Love Wednesday. So there you go. Here's to Advent. On more occasions than I can count, I let fear stop me from doing things I might like to do, primarily because I don't have as many friends here in my new community as I do in California. The majority of my outings I do alone. I don't allow being alone to stop me on good days. Last summer, I overcame a battle of resistance around attending a visit to a flower field and then crafting a bouquet from the flowers I picked. It was a highlight of my summer. When I saw an announcement of a wreath-making class, I knew 2 things. I wanted to learn how to make a wreath, and I wanted to bring you along with me. Walking in, I was nervous and instantly calmed from the wintry smell of all the greens, but after the first instruction, I was lost. Thankfully, I wasn't hopelessly lost, but the teacher, who was an expert, just whipped the greens and thread around like it was natural. I floundered a bit, sort of hiding my personally created corner, and did as she said without trying to figure it out. Bundle together 8 to 10 hand-side pieces of greenery and wrap them into a metal wreath thing. I did that about 5 times without looking at my progress, and when I took a moment to actually see what I had done, I was shocked to see I was actually making a wreath. I, Julie Jordan Scott, who long ago at Moms of Preschoolers group would rather hold my baby than attempt to make a craft everyone else was making a wreath for the very first time. And it wasn't horrible. I managed to finish, and on the next day I posted a picture of myself holding it. I had to get uncomfortable and ask the teacher to take the photo. And wouldn't you know it, my first not perfectly asymmetrical wreath is my most popular Facebook post of the entire year. What do you know? I could make a wreath. And I'm so glad you came with me. Have you ever had a situation where you thought you couldn't do something and you overcame your fear to prove yourself wrong? Or maybe it was the other way around, where you got stuck and you didn't finish what you wanted to make and you just gave up. Either of those is fine and valid. I'd like to know about it. So put what happened with you in the comments, and I'd just love to see it. I am thrilled to introduce you to my friend Kelly. Kelly is a second career teacher, and her channel started talking about online teaching, and then she transitioned into the classroom and her content changed to brick and mortar teaching. She has videos about teaching jobs she quit, getting a provisional or emergency teaching license, vlogs, classroom tips, teachers in the news, resources, and more. She has videos about online teaching, how to get into it, tips and tricks, different companies. She even has a few videos about other forms of education, such as homeschooling. Before becoming a teacher, she was a videographer. And personally, she has 2 young adult children, a husband, and a dog. Thank you so much, and please welcome Kelly to our Vlogmas. And be sure to follow her and send her channel to other people who are interested in getting into teaching. Here we go. Thank you, Kelly.
Some of my best childhood memories are of the holidays. I have really good extended family. Both sets of grandparents lived within an hour. And so we would go to their house, and every holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, everything, we would have 2 meals. So yes, I'd have 2 Thanksgiving meals. I was so stuffed by the end. But the thing I loved the most was the family. So it would be grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and I absolutely loved it. I loved it. Like, even when things were going bad in my life, I always had the extended family holidays to look forward to. But things really changed during COVID, when the world shut down and then we could not get together at all. Well, it just ended up that we ended up never going back to that. Here we're not getting together with the huge family that I used to, aunts, uncles, cousins. You know, the next generation is now having kids or getting boyfriends and getting married. And so this year it's my parents, my sister and her husband are coming down from New York, and my mother-in-law moved near us to an assisted living place less than a year ago. So that's a big change to have her nearby us and here for the holidays. My daughter has a boyfriend whose parents live in another country. So he and his brother are coming. Now we have 11 people. We're starting to get back up in the numbers, but not the 20, 30 people that we used to have. It just looks very different, not different in a bad way. At least when you have less people, you know, it can be a little more intimate, but I do miss the family that I no longer see on the holidays. Yeah. We still get together for the holidays, and I love it.
I know you've been waiting to hear about the Mayhem at the Manse. Now, I live in a house that's owned by a church. It's originally meant to be the pastor's home. My daughter used to be the pastor at the church, and I was kind of a package deal. And now my daughter has moved to South Jersey, and I am still here in Sussex in the Manse. And I won't go into all the details, but I don't really know about 200 plus year old homes and how they're heated and stuff. But the heat and the hot water went kablooey. And because I don't want to, so I went through a period of time in my life when things that people just do normally, as far as home maintenance, will get done. And I was completely on my own for a few years with my kids, and it was really hard to make ends meet. So there was a lot of times when the home maintenance didn't get done, and so we were in some really uncomfortable circumstances. Well, when the heat went out and the hot water went away, I was immediately triggered, is sometimes the word that we use. I was immediately panicked, and it got fixed. I made a call. Everything got taken care of really quickly, considering it was in the afternoon yesterday, the day before this big snowstorm was due to come in. And I let myself get so upset that I'm surprised I was able to finish that video at all. And I finished it this morning. because I got so exhausted from the energy that I expended by being upset and being scared and being panicked and falling back into who I was and what the circumstances were in the past. I don't need to be afraid because my circumstances are not that anymore. Phew, thank goodness. But anyway, that was Mayhem at the Manse yesterday. That's what happened yesterday. It was wild, or it felt wild. It wasn't really wild. It just felt wild. It felt unknown. And I had to do things that I had never done before. I knew how to switch a breaker, but there were buttons I needed to push, and I don't like going down to the basement. It's a 200-plus-year-old house, and I was cleaning up spider webs, and I was just... Anyway, that's done. And I'm really happy to be here with you for Vlogmas Day 2. I want to thank again Kelly for making a beautiful video and sharing her story. I'm so excited because tomorrow our special guest will be Jennifer from Introvert in Alaska. She has a great story. She's a magnificent woman, and she made a gorgeous video. She puts me to shame, but I'm thrilled to have her with us tomorrow for Word Love Wednesday /Vlogmas/ Watch Jennifer Be Incredible here. So thanks so much, and okay, here you go. Subscribe, playlists, tell your friends. Thanks so much. Happy holidays, happy Vlogmas. You make my life better simply by existing.